and to work together and to go for a goal, and sometimes to let personal interests aside, to believe and to trust in a teamwork, in a group purpose. This same persuasion leads to decision, because when someone changes the mind of others, it helps them to take the decisions of any matters. And the surprising thing here is that making decisions, it is really related with emotion. In conclusion, leadership is all about emotional persuasion. Throughout our lives, I am pretty sure that we all have had the opportunity to take the role of a leader. And perhaps we have taken this role because we trust in our skills. Or possibly we have not. This second option, unfortunately, it is the most frequent, because people does not trust in their skills, in their abilities, and they believe that perhaps someone else will come and take the role of a leader, and they will have a better performance than us. This idea is mistaken, because it also does not let us grow, and it doesn't let us improve our skills. Related to this topic, I have made many researches related to my career, and it has helped me in the acquire of knowledge and a new perspective. And related to this presentation, I have read many articles that I thought that they were really appropriate for this topic. So I'm gonna make a review of the main ideas I will be talking about. First, I will talk about the importance of leadership. Then I will give you a list of the 10 qualities that make a great leader. Later on, I will explain the most frequent excuses people give when it comes to leading. And finally, the difference between manager and leadership. So, to start with the importance of leadership, we need to understand what is leadership. And leadership, it is the process by which one influence and perhaps may change the thoughts, attitudes, and behavior of others. Also, leaders set us a goal to the others, to the followers, and then they help us to see what lies ahead, the possible achievement, the possible result, and outcomes. But most important, leaders encourage us and inspire us. There's a danger in leadership, and that is why ethics is so important. There's a danger that leadership will end into evil purposes. So it is important. Ethics are the inner compass that will direct us toward what is right and fair, and then we will get a good leadership. A person that it is not, or that doesn't have an ethical inner compass, then it will be hard to prove that later on the purposes of that leadership won't end wrong or in a bad situation. Related to the work of a leader needs to have a vision of the mission, of the purpose that they are going to have. He will have to commit with the mission, the objective, and also with the people that is leading. He will have to take the responsibility of all the decisions and the acts during that mission. It will have to assume the risk of failure or loss. And finally, he will have to accept the recognition in case of success. Now I'm going to give you, like I said before, the list of the qualities or characteristics of a leader. Number 1 is honesty. 2, ability to delegate. 3, communication. 4, sense of humor. 5, confidence. 6, commitment. 7, positive attitude. 8, creativity. 9, intuition. And 10, ability to inspire. This list, as you might see and perceive, there are characteristics that most people have. So that makes us wonder then why everyone is not a leader. The answer is that we might have many of these characteristics, but we don't work on them, and that's the solution. We need to recognize how do we have the levels of these characteristics, and then work on them. And also to improve these skills will help us to later on become a great leader. During my research, I found a really practical article that talked about a few excuses that people give the more commonly, and here are they. The first one is, I cannot lead. I cannot lead because I don't have a position of authority or anything else. This point could be changed if we change the perspective we have about leadership. Leadership doesn't mean that you have a position of authority. It is different. For example, if your supervisor gives you a position, it comes with the authority, and this position enables you to force people to do what you want them to do. And this is not leadership, it is imposition, and it's quite different. The second one is, I am just not a natural take charge person. Also, many people believe that persons are natural leaders or not leaders. But actually there are many kinds of leaders. And there are two types, for example, the habitual leader and the situational leader. The habitual leader is that one that we believe is the natural leader. And the situational leader, let's say, that is the normal person that will take the role of a leader in specific situations or circumstances. And this is really important because in these specific situations, the person is motivated and he has the initiative to take the role. The third one is, but I am an introvert, so I really do not influence others. There's a fact that sociologists tell us that most of the introvert persons influence 10,000 others in average lifetime. So in other words, this means that everyone, including the shy ones, are influencing others. So we need to accept that, it doesn't matter that we are shy or that we are really serious or that we find difficult to communicate. We can work on it because we are already influencing others. Number 4 is, if everyone is a leader, then who is following? This excuse, I found it it is really logical, but the answer to this is that everyone is leading in the areas of its strength. So it doesn't matter because we could be leading all together. Number 5 and last, leadership means power and power corrupts. It is true that in history there is full of leaders that try to lead by forcing others, but we can change this by giving the right definition of leadership. I would rather to think that leadership is intended to be to serving others, and also that in leadership I will be influencing in a worldwide cause. Finally, I will make a distinction between leader and manager. And I have two sentences here. The first one, leadership and managership are two synonym terms. This is a mistaken fact. That's not true. Like I said before, a leader does not need a position of authority. And it would be right to say that all managers are leaders, but all leaders are not managers. This could be a little bit confusing, but what I'm trying to say is that to be a good manager, you need to have all the qualities of a leader. But a leader does not need a position of a manager to be a leader. Now, after I discussed with you the importance of leadership, the 10 qualities that makes a great leader, then the excuses when it comes to leading, and the difference between manager and leader, I will expect you to make you think over how significant is leadership in our lives, and that later on you could consider work on your abilities to become a leader, because being a leader influences in our personal and professional life. So just to close my presentation, if you can become the leader you ought to be in the inside, you will be able to become the person you want on the outside. People will want to follow you, and when that happens, you'll be able to tackle anything in this world. John C. Maxwell.